We as humans love to complain, and few people are better than the Irish at giving out. The weather, of course, is always a go-to. Another weather warning tomorrow, I believe. But often, however, our conversations revolve around pain, whether that be relating to ourselves or to others that we know. Coming from a physiotherapy background myself, trust me, I've heard it all. But really, it's no wonder that pain gives us all so much to grumble about. Did you know that more than 20% of us are living with chronic pain? And it costs the Irish state over €5 billion every year. You can add that figure to your list of complaints. Chronic pain sometimes isn't taken as seriously as other healthcare conditions. The main reason for this is because it isn't perceived as being deadly. Scarily, however, those who live with chronic pain pass away 6 years earlier than their healthier counterparts, and their quality of life is often substantially impeded by their condition. The shortcomings of current pain management approaches have been highlighted in recent times by the opioid epidemic, which I'm sure we're all aware of, with millions of people globally addicted to such medications. One thing that always fascinates me in the physio clinic is how we all respond so differently to pain. So, for example, one person could stroll in with their leg quite literally hanging off and tell me that actually their shoulder's been feeling a little bit funny. Another, meanwhile, might have stubbed their toe and thinks that they need to have it amputated just to stop the agony. You all know which type of person you are. But what is it that makes some of us more and some less sensitive to pain? On the surface, pain can seem quite simple. So, for example, you touch a flame or stub your toe. Pain receptors pick that up, the signal is brought along our nerves, into our spinal cords, and finally to the brain, where it's processed and an action is decided upon, usually a pleasant mix of profanities. But pain really is never that straightforward. A multitude of biological, psychological, and social factors all influence the way that we feel pain. I once heard a story of a lady who was going through an acute episode of low back pain. Around this same time, her partner broke up with her. So, like any of us during a breakup, she grabbed her favourite bottle of wine, curled up on the couch, and bawled her eyes out to the movie Love Actually. Anyway, her back pain gradually cleared up, and she got on with her life. A number of months later, while out at a restaurant, she noticed that her favourite wine was on the menu, and so she ordered a glass. However, instead of the sweet taste that she was expecting, she began to feel a sharp ache in her lower back, as all the turmoil of the previous months came back to her, and her pain, without injury, became all too real again. And so pain then is never really a straightforward A to B pathway. Our mood and emotions, expectations and beliefs, culture, society, the list goes on, all contribute to our unique pain experiences, and these are the things that make pain personal. With all this complexity, we as clinicians and researchers have no reliable way of telling who might be more sensitive to pain. But wouldn't that be helpful if we could identify these people early and reduce their risk of developing chronic pain? However, I've left out one bit of the pain puzzle. Our nervous systems are way too smart to just be feeling pain at full force all of the time. Did you know that we actually have inbuilt protective networks, sort of like brakes, in our nervous system that can dampen down our body's pain processing? Now, what if I was to tell you that that man sitting right there in the front row is producing his own cannabis right now? In fact, so is everyone here in the theatre today. Even I, as I'm standing here on stage, am getting high on my own supply. But it's not what you think. Within each and every one of us, our bodies are constantly producing chemicals that are structurally similar to those from the cannabis plant, and they're absolutely critical to our survival. During the late 80s and early 90s, scientists began to unravel the secrets of our endocannabinoid systems, networks of chemicals called endocannabinoids and their receptors that's located throughout the body. As such, this system is involved in several key bodily functions, whether that be the regulation of heart rate and blood pressure, to appetite and digestion. My own personal favourite is that endocannabinoids are in part responsible for the phenomenon known as runner's high. We as pain researchers are particularly interested in this system because it's located throughout our pain pathways, be that on our nerves in our extremities, to our spinal cords, and particularly in our brains. When our endocannabinoids bind to the receptors, a dulling down of pain signals occurs. Similarly, endocannabinoids allow our brains to communicate with the wider nervous system, telling it to turn down the volume on incoming pain signals. What's more, animal studies have shown immense benefits of targeting this system for pain relief. However, it's not really something that we've seen so far in human trials. The main reason for this is that we don't fully understand how this system works in humans, nor how best we can harness its enormous potential. And so here is where our sadistic research comes in. We at the University of Galway in the west of Ireland want to delve further than ever before into how exactly this system contributes to human pain sensitivity, and indeed if it may be a key player in why we all feel pain so differently. So, quick disclaimer, all the participants who are involved in our research give us their full consent after being briefed on what's involved. We recruit healthy participants, and they all provide us with a blood sample. From there, they undergo a variety of different pain tests. This may involve, for example, a heated probe against the forearm, where participants rate their pain for a given temperature. Or, for example, a pressure device pushed down on the shoulder where the participants tell us to stop when they feel pain. Afterwards, we're able to quantify their endocannabinoid levels, and we ask the key question: are differences in pain sensitivity related to people's endocannabinoids? What we've been finding has been completely blowing us away. Those with higher levels of certain endocannabinoids and related molecules in their bloodstreams are significantly less sensitive to a variety of our pain tests. This finding could have massive implications on the pain field. It was always thought that sensitivity was something unmeasurable, something that was purely subjective. Now, however, we've shown that these chemicals, part of our endocannabinoid systems, may be able to identify individual differences in pain sensitivity. Being able to detect people with heightened pain sensitivity could give healthcare providers the unique opportunity to implement truly personalized pain management programs before chronic pain has the chance to develop. Our findings also highlight the therapeutic potential of targeting this system as part of that overall management program. Emerging research is showing a role for cannabis-based medical products in combination with other painkillers. So, for example, combining such medications with opioids can actually increase opioids' effectiveness at lower doses, reducing people's risk of developing tolerance, dependence, and addiction. Now, that's not to say that everyone should walk out of here today and start smoking cannabis. Indeed, there are several potential side effects as well as legal issues to consider. However, at the end of the day, our research is not for the benefit of our own success and glory. We want to restore hope to the people who it matters to the most, those who live each and every day with chronic pain. I truly believe that the future of pain relief and pain science is here, hidden within each of us, within our endocannabinoid systems. Although this system may not hold the cure for the weather, hopefully it can open the gateway to a better life for millions of people in pain and push pain down on all of our lists of complaints. Thank you all very much.